You scroll through your feed and you see people sharing everything, every meal, every trip, every smile, but you just watch. You never post your own photo. And somewhere in the back of your mind, there is a question you have never quite answered. Why? Most people who know you probably think you are shy, or private, or maybe a little odd. They might say you have something to hide. But here is the truth. Past psychology says this is not a flaw. It is a signal. It is pointing to something real and deep inside you. Stay with me until the end, because the last reason we talk about today is the one almost nobody mentions, and it might be the one that finally explains you. There are a few different types of people who never post their photos, and they are all different from each other. The last type is the one that surprised even me when I first read about it. But let us start from the beginning. The first type is the person who watches what others post and feels nothing they want to share back. You notice how people carefully choose their best angle. You notice the perfect lighting. You see the same smile in every photo, and something in you just does not want to do that. It feels like a performance, and you do not want to perform. Psychologists call this a sensitivity to authenticity. In plain words, your brain is wired to notice when something feels fake, and it does not like it. Researchers who study highly sensitive people, a term first used by the psychologist Elaine Aron, found that some people process the world more deeply than others. They notice more. They feel more, and they are more bothered by things that feel dishonest or hollow. Posting a carefully edited photo feels like lying to you, even if nobody else sees it that way. So you stay quiet, not because you have nothing to say, but because you refuse to say something that is not fully true. That is not weakness, that is integrity. But that is not even the deepest part. The second type of person who never posts their photos has a different reason. This one is about what happens in your mind in the moment you think about posting. You might love people. You might be warm and funny and full of life in person. But the idea of strangers looking at your face on a screen makes something inside you tighten. It is not exactly shyness. It is something closer to a feeling of being watched, a feeling of being judged before anyone even knows you. There is a concept in psychology called the spotlight effect. It means our brains overestimate how much other people are paying attention to us. We walk into a room and we think everyone notices our hair, our clothes, our every move, but they are mostly thinking about themselves. The spotlight effect makes posting feel like standing on a stage under a bright white light, even though in reality, most people scroll past in less than 2 seconds. But knowing that fact does not make the feeling go away, because your nervous system does not respond to facts. It responds to what feels real. And for you, putting your face out there feels very, very real. This is a cognitive pattern, a mental habit your brain has built up over time. And it is different from the third reason. Because the third reason is not about what your brain thinks in the moment. It is about what happened to you long before you ever had a phone. And that is the part almost nobody talks about. Picture this. You are young, maybe 7 or 8 years old. You are excited about something, a drawing you made, a joke you told, a moment you were proud of, and you shared it. You put it out there. And the response you got back was not what you hoped for. Maybe someone laughed in the wrong way. Maybe no one cared at all. Maybe a grown-up said something small that stayed with you for years. That moment taught your brain a lesson. The lesson was this: sharing yourself is risky. And your brain is very good at learning lessons like that. What psychologists call conditioned avoidance is exactly this. When we try something and it hurts, the brain remembers, not just as a thought, but as a feeling stored deep in the body. The next time a similar situation comes up, your brain raises a flag. It says, last time we did this, it did not go well, so be careful. And that is the real reason. Not shyness, not anxiety, but protection. Your nervous system learned early that being seen could mean being hurt, so it started protecting you before you even had words for it. For some people, that early experience of being seen and not received well became a quiet rule they carry everywhere. It is not about Instagram. It is not about photos at all. It goes all the way back to a moment when you were small and someone did not meet you the way you needed. And the beautiful, painful truth is this: you are not scared of photos. You are protecting the version of you that was once very brave and got hurt for it. That child inside you is still there, still hoping to be seen in the right way, still waiting for the moment that feels safe enough. So here is the honest question I want you to sit with. When you imagine sharing a photo of yourself, what is the first feeling that comes up? Not a thought, a feeling. And where do you think that feeling first came from? You do not have to answer out loud. Just feel it, because here is the thing. The reason you open this video is not because you are broken. It is because you are self-aware. And that is rarer than people think. Here is the line I want you to hold on to. The people who are hardest to see are often the ones worth seeing most. You are not hiding because you have nothing to offer. You are waiting because you know what you have is real, and you do not want to give it to just anyone. That is not a problem. That is wisdom. If any of this felt like someone finally put words to something you have been carrying, I want you to leave one comment below. Just write the word seen. That is it. Just seen. Because that is exactly what you are. The next video is going to go even deeper. We are going to talk about the type of person who feels everything more intensely than others, and why the world needs them more than it realizes. You are not broken. You never were. You are rare. And now, maybe for the first time, you know why.